Hey guys, it's Tape the Grape. In today's video, I'm going to be making a new wheelbarrow. Now, my last vlog, I believe it was, I ended up getting a wheelbarrow for free out of a garbage. Wood was rotten to hell. It was looking really awful. But I got it because it was free. Obviously, it was just down the road from my alley. Or down the alley, I should say, a few houses down. Well, anyway, I took that apart and I'll show you now. Now, as you can see, I took it apart. Now the bolts were rusted to heck, so I had to get a metal blade for a sawzall and cut the bolts off. But you can see I got the main structure. I'm sorry, the bucket of it, I guess you call it, in the wheel. Now I figured, well, I got this plank of wood, so I'm gonna cut it down the middle, try and make my own wheelbarrow. The way it's set up right now is not the way it's gonna be. Exactly, it looks kind of like a hot rod wheelbarrow, almost super long, almost like a chopper bike or something. I don't know. But anyway, I was originally going to do it the actual proper way and get a drill holes out, get bolts from the store, bolts and nuts, washers from each end. But I cannot find for the life of me where my dad's drill is, and my garage is cluttered, so I'm not going to dig through all of that just to find it. I saw it the other day, but don't know where it is now. And again, it's a free wheelbarrow, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So as you can see, I'm trying my best. I actually ended up cutting myself. Right, you can't even see it. There you go, right there. Because I have this old style screw right here. Push down and it twists. And it like slipped on my thumb. But anyway, this is what it's looking like for the wheels. I'm trying to line up the wheels as best as I can. This is not lined up, as I said. I got that for weight, the bucket in it. But trying to screw this in, and then I'm going to do the one at first, line up the bucket where I need it, and then end up tightening the second one down. Still on the first one, as you can see. But anyway, that's where I'm at now, and let me get a little further and I'll show you more. Thinking about it a little further, I realized I need to flip this wheel. Well, I'm not going to take it apart and flip it around. I'm just going to flip the beams around. Thankfully, I didn't screw the bucket down, so I can just remove that and make sure this part's on the bottom, because the load's going to be on the wood, and you want it to be on the flat plate of the metal in the wheel. So move this around. I already marked out holes on this side, but that's all right. I got the same, width. I can just flip it around and make new marks. So let's do that. So this is roughly what it's going to look like. I know on the original, before I took it apart, see these little two triangular pieces, it had a little wedge, triangle wood wedge that lifted the bucket up this way. That way, when it's actually propped up, it's level. So when this is lifted up, it's going to be kind of tilted. Normally, it'd be like that flat. But I can't be bothered to use them. And for a first-time thing, I think it's just fine the way it is, especially considering I'm using screws, and I don't have long enough screws to screw those into. Plus the thickness of the metal. Well, not thickness of the metal thickness of the triangle wood, and then also into that long plank. But what I'm doing will just work just fine for what we end up using it for, if it even turns out. But anyway. But here's a view at another angle. And let's try and screw that bucket into the top. I'm sorry, onto the top. And then try and flip it around and put the legs on to hold it up. Alright, I got the bucket fully on. Now let me walk up this hill with the camera rolling down here. It's a bit squeaky, as you can see, but you'll be able to see from the camera what it looks like. Time to put the legs on now. So I know what you're thinking. Obviously, I have to raise the bucket up almost like I'm dumping it in order to walk straight. Well, for now, I'm going to leave it like that. But in the future, I'm going to probably get some like raised up handles. I don't exactly know how I'm going to do it, out of wood. Get some like handles that are meant for like outdoor activities or outdoor construction, whatever. I really don't know. That way it still stays a little level, and I have raised up handles, so I don't have to lift the actual bucket itself so high. Kind of like the main frame will be flush, but the handles will be raised up and then over, kind of like a curve or somehow. Let me just show you. So I mean, like, obviously, if these were the handles, like I said, it has to be way up tilted. But I have like handles that somehow come up and over. That way they're higher up, so that can stay level while I'm standing up straight and not bending my back. Kind of like that. Like, imagine holding the handles right here and the bucket's level. I'm sure you know what I mean. But anyway. Now I'm going to screw the legs on. Or is that what they're called? Legs? Yeah, I believe so. Got them lined up as best as I can in the position that they'll fit, considering the planks of wood are, one's thicker than the other, and because I tried cutting it down the middle, but it went with the grain. But anyway, so yeah, I'm going to screw those in and show you. Alright, so I got the legs screwed on with washers. As you can see, I was starting to run out of the good washers and screws, so I just had to use any random pieces I could. As you can see, that bottom washer's hole is too big for the screw, so I used a little square nut. And this one the washer was too big, so I had to kind of bend it before I could use it. Same story for those sides. But let's prop it up and see what it looks like. So here we go. That's what it looks like. It looks pretty cool. It's a lot longer than it normally was. First time using it. Let's pick up these scrap pieces I didn't end up using. With one hand, it's not going to work, but I can grab it with both arms like this. And wheel it over here. There we go. Set it down. It was like, what, 2 feet? Put it in the burn pile. But that's my wheelbarrow. Let me know any improvements you can think of and suggest them to me in the comments. But I think for the first time building a wheelbarrow, I think it's pretty neat. Again, when I say that, I'm obviously reusing the bucket and the wheel and the legs, but all I did was screw them to 2 planks of wood, but I still think it's pretty dang neat. I'm definitely going to have to figure out a handle situation, whether I just deal with it the way it is and straighten these out and make them more narrow for hands. Otherwise, get something like a raised up handle system. Maybe trim those shorter to where, I don't know. Either way, let me know what you think in the comments. Bye. All right, now here's the real test. I've got my nephew. I'm going to have him ride in the inside of it, and then it'll at least be able to weigh, or I'm sorry, hold. How much do you weigh, Jude? About 80 pounds, maybe less?
Around 70, 60.
60, 70, I don't know. I'm not good with that, judging without a scale. Well, anyway, hop in and let's see if I can actually hold the weight. All right.
No, you ran over my back.
Oh, I did run it over, didn't I? Well, it doesn't feel too wibble wobbly, thankfully. There we go. Uh-oh, you dropped your phone.
It's good.
It scared me for a second. That was loud. I landed in the water. Careful, buddy. There you go.
Broke.
But yeah, it does just fine. And I doubt we'll have that much stuff in it, whether it be dirt, compost, logs, whatever. I'm out of breath because I'm out of shape. But anyway, it works pretty decent.